My entire building lied to the cops for me. My slumlord illegally evicted our 80-year-old neighbor in the middle of winter. I am an ethical hacker, so I redirected his entire building's rental income to her medical fund, and now every tenant is lying to the police to protect me. Mrs. Gable was the heart of our building. For 15 years, she had lived in apartment 2B, and in that time, she became everyone's grandmother. She would bake cookies for new tenants, water plants for people on vacation, and always had a kind word for you in the hallway. Our landlord, a greasy man named Mr. Sterling, who drove a brand new Mercedes, but used the cheapest paint to cover up water damage, saw her differently. He saw a long-term tenant paying below market rent. Last Tuesday, we saw why that mattered to him. He evicted her. Her belongings, a lifetime of memories, were piled on the snowy curb because she was supposedly 3 days late on a $25 late fee. We all knew the real reason. He wanted to renovate her unit and double the rent. Seeing her standing there, shivering and crying as her life was thrown onto the street, broke something in all of us, but it activated something in me. I work in cybersecurity. My job is to find weaknesses in digital systems to make them stronger. Mr. Sterling's online rent portal was the weakest system I had ever seen. It was held together with digital duct tape and a prayer. That night, fueled by cold fury and 2 cups of coffee, I went to work. It was not even a challenge. A few dozen lines of code, a cleverly masked redirect, and a new anonymous trust account I named the Gable Fund. The next morning, I sent a secure, untraceable message to every other tenant in the building. It said, Mr. Sterling evicted Mrs. Gable illegally. He will not receive another cent from this building. Your rent payments have been automatically redirected to a fund to support her. Pay your rent as you normally would on the 1st of the month. We are all in this together. The response was immediate and unanimous. A text from apartment 4A read, God bless you. The couple in 3B started a fund to get Mrs. Gable into a hotel immediately. Justice was in motion. Of course, when the 1st of the month came and went, Sterling's bank account remained empty. He panicked. He sent threatening emails, which we all ignored. Then he called the police, reporting a massive, coordinated cyber theft. 2 detectives showed up the next day and began knocking on doors. This was the real test. They started with me. Sir, did you pay your rent this month? One of them asked. I looked him dead in the eye and said, yes, officer. Paid on the 1st through the online portal, just like always. Here is the bank confirmation. I showed him the screenshot of the transaction to the fund. He nodded and moved on. The story was the same at every door. The young med student in 3A showed them her bank statement. The family in 1B said the portal worked perfectly for them. We were a wall of calm, polite, unshakable liars. The cops grew frustrated, telling Sterling it must be an issue with his own bank or a personal computer problem, because they had no evidence of any crime. Sterling was left sputtering in the lobby, looking like a man who was being gaslit by an entire apartment building, which, to be fair, he was. The police left, telling him not to waste their time again. Last night, I looked out my window and saw Mrs. Gable getting out of a taxi. A few of our neighbors were there to greet her, helping her with shopping bags. She was not moving back in here. She was on her way to a new, beautiful senior living apartment closer to her doctor's, an apartment that Mr. Sterling had paid the first year's deposit for. He just does not know it yet, and judging by the look on his face when I passed him in the lobby today, I do not think he will ever figure it out.